Hello everyone. We here at KVEC hope you are doing well. We know that this can be a very trying time, but we hope you are making the best of it with your kids at home. We have put together a few tips and strategies to help you as you foster the love of reading at home. As you all know, literacy begins in the home. From the time children are born, we can do things that will enhance our child's success in school. From birth, we should talk to them and develop their natural oral language. You should also read to your child as often as you can. I remember when my children were little, this was one of our favorite bedtime rituals that we all look forward to. Expose your child to as many books as possible. The public library is an awesome resource to find a variety of books, and kids love to visit. There are also tons of free books right now online. You can go and sign up on these websites and your child can access tons of books. Share the experience of reading together. This can be a fun and engaging time for both you and your child. Of course, the best place for your young child to enjoy a book is in your lap. As you read together, interact with your child before, during, and after the reading. Talk about the cover. Ask them what they think it might happen in the story. During the book, talk about the events in the story. Then, after the book is over, ask them to think about what their favorite part was. Did it end the way they thought it would? As we move along, I want to introduce you to a leading researcher and psychologist in teaching young children to read. I'm introducing you to Dr. Mari Clay because I want to share some of the strategies that I have learned from her. Here are a few tips from Mari Clay about reading with your child. The most important thing that you can do is to be pleased that your child is interested in reading. This should be a shared, happy time together. It's not a test, and it shouldn't feel like hard work for your child. If he's stuck on a word, don't be tempted to tell him right away. Give him time to work it out. Say things like, try to work it out. Then silently count to 3. Then if he hasn't worked it out, you can tell him the word and keep the story reading going smoothly. Try to spend 10 to 15 minutes a day, but if this is too long for your child at first, try 5-minute reads 2 to 3 times a day. Don't make it a chore. There are strategies that you can use when your child comes to a tricky word. The first one is let them look at the picture. Think about the picture. What would match the word? Oftentimes, pictures give us clues to what the word is. Another strategy is go back and reread. Have the child go back and reread to the point of the tricky word, and then have them think about what it could be. Another strategy is to get their mouth ready to say the first sound. Oftentimes, if children are reading and they say the first sound, they can figure out what the word is. Have them look for chunks in words that they know. For example, over here we have the word before. They may know the word be. So you would have them think about what the sentence that they are reading and think about the chunks that they see. The next one is skip the word and read on. Have them come to the word that they don't know, but read on. But it's always important to go back and reread. Don't let them skip the word totally.
Hi, this is Jennifer Gonzalez for Cooperative Pedagogy. If you have a child between kindergarten and grade 2, it's likely that that child's teacher has assigned about 10, 20, or 30 minutes of reading per night for homework. In this video, we're going to talk about what parents and other caregivers can do to make sure this homework really helps your child become a better reader. The first thing you should do is sit side by side with your child while they read. Although it's really tempting to try to get other work done, the point of this homework is to have an adult following along. When you sit side by side, you can watch the words as she reads them. This allows you to give her immediate feedback when she needs it. Number 2 is don't tell the words. To learn how to decode words on her own, a child needs lots of time to wrestle with them. If you jump in to tell her what the words are, she'll miss the learning that comes from that struggle. Sometimes all you have to do is wait quietly, giving her time to figure a word out.
The snake charmer.
Good, yeah.
Sits in the front of a basket and begins to play a flute.
Number 3, move beyond sound it out. Just trying to sound out a word letter by letter is not the most effective way to figure out what the word is. There are tons of strategies for decoding a word. One way is to think about similar words. If she's trying to read the word rake, point out that it has a lot of the same letters as the word cake, a word she already knows. That can help her guess the right pronunciation for rake. Chunking is another strategy, breaking the word into bigger chunks rather than trying to sound out each individual letter. Finally, allow your child to use the pictures in the book to make a guess. Never cover up the pictures when your child is reading. They're important tools to help her figure out words independently. You can also try covering up part of a word to see if your child can read the other part first.
Is the cobra really dancing to the music? No, it can't even hear it. Snakes have no... Oh, I didn't know that.
You stuck on that word? If we take off the end of it, what's that?
Out.
That's out, and then
Outer.
Good.
Ears.
Number 4, have your child reread some passages for fluency. If your child is merely sounding out individual words, she won't really get the meaning of a sentence. For the words to make sense together, they need to be read smoothly. So if your child takes a while to get through a particular sentence, have her go back and reread it so it makes more sense.
A long time ago, sailors thought these meant that someone was going to die.
Good. Now we kind of slowed down right there, so let's try to smooth this sentence out. A long time ago, sailors
thought this meant that someone was going to die.
Much nicer that time. Just be careful not to overdo it. Asking your child to repeat dozens of sentences in one session will drive her crazy. A few times is enough. And if she's struggling through most of every page, it's probably not the right book for her. Choose an easier one or tell the teacher that she's struggling at this level. Number 5, allow some mistakes to go uncorrected. It's not necessary to correct every single error your child makes.
His
That's actually 2 words pushed together.
Headdress.
Yeah.
Had the golden cobra on it.
Because the child is working hard to get the word headdress right, and then puts a lot of concentration into golden cobra, pointing out that she said the when she should have said would be too much of a distraction. Once she gets the more difficult words down, you can be more picky about making sure she reads all the words right. Number 6, allow your child to read the same book multiple times. If she reads a book on Monday and wants to read the same one again on Tuesday, that's okay. With each successive read, she'll get better and better at building her fluency, and by the end of the week, she should easily recognize words she struggled with at the beginning. Finally, you should keep reading to your child. Just because your child is learning how to read on her own, it doesn't mean she can't still learn a lot from listening to you read. By continuing to read to her for pleasure, you model correct pacing, reading with expression, and a love of books that will help make her a lifelong reader.
Below you will see some helpful websites for parents. The first is readingrecovery.org. The next is KentuckyLiteracy.org. Then there's some resources on Mary Ruth Books and Pioneer Valley Books. Also, you can check us out here at KVEC on KentuckyValley.org or theholler.org. For more information or help, please feel free to contact us here at KVEC. Below you will find our email addresses. We will be glad to help you. Thank you, and we'll holler at you later.